what your problems have been every season. It's not your defense, it's your offense and your head coach. So that's what I would say for Nebraska. This is a big game for them if they can go into Indiana. If they go into Indiana, the thing is, if they go into Indiana and beat them, it's not a shock. It's an upset, definitely. Indiana's looked better. Nebraska had one hiccup game against Illinois by like 3. And Indiana has played nothing but weak teams and has somehow made it into one, bowl contention. They're 6-0, so they're already in a bowl game. And then 2, it's just they've been getting petty votes, basically. So I think this is definitely a winnable game for Nebraska, but I can also see Indiana winning this one too. If Indiana just rolls out and they're like, oh, we're just going to win by 50, be careful. Be careful with Indiana, but I definitely don't think that's going to happen. And then we got one of the big games of the week. Somehow Alabama's favored by 3. I don't know how much that's going to go. This is the game Tennessee's got to prove to the world. They're better than what they've been showing this year. What I mean by what they've been showing is their last 3 games, not the first 3 games. First 3 games, Tennessee is going to win the college football national championship. No debate, it's over. Last 3 weeks, Tennessee's a middle-of-the-pack team. They're not doing good on offense. They're barely squeezing out with their defense. How are they supposed to win this? Nico needs to throw the ball better than he has been. 2, you got to figure out how to stop Ryan Williams, which nobody can do. It's not possible, but, you got to try. 3, Jalen Milroe's got to be stopped because you can't have a running quarterback run for 150 yards on you like they did against Georgia. And 4, Dylan Sampson needs to do literally what he's done all season and run for touchdowns. He has 15 as of this game. If all 4 of those things happen, you have a better shot. I think the thing would be if Alabama has 3 turnovers and you have 0. And then if Alabama starts doing their penalty thing again, that they did last time they were in Knoxville 2 years ago. Those 6 things happen, I'm betting my money on Tennessee. I think if that happens, I'm betting my money on Tennessee. I highly doubt that all 6 of those things will happen. I think Alabama's still going to be good. I think they need to work on the defensive side, and I think this is where Tennessee can really expose them because of how wide they play the receivers. Man, it looks so weird, but it works so well. And it's just, I don't know. It's very weird, but it works. So don't stop what you're doing. Just keep doing it. I definitely think Alabama has the edge in this game just because of the Tennessee offense that they've been producing. But dang, Tennessee, if they can roll up one of the games that they had against the FCS teams, it is 2022 all over again. And Alabama's going to be playing in a chalk match that they've been playing the last 2 times against Vanderbilt. Or 2 of the last 3 times against Vanderbilt and against Georgia, where they have to score 40-plus points to keep the game close. Now, Vanderbilt, they didn't win that game. But I'm telling you, Vandy to the SEC championship would be crazy. But I doubt it will happen. Notre Dame, I'm just going to chalk this in. Notre Dame's got a... This is upset. This is upset alert. You're playing at Georgia Tech. Notre Dame hasn't been looking good, like every year. Georgia Tech could be bowl eligible. They're 5-2 after Florida State. They lost 2 games, 2 close games. They could be 7-0 right now if they won those games. But they beat Notre Dame. Georgia Tech's going to look scary. these next few years. And it's not going to look good for everybody else that Georgia Tech looks scary. So Notre Dame's got to really focus in on this game this week, because I don't know. They're favored by 14, but I don't know. Georgia Tech's scary, and they can do things to teams that are way better than them. Florida State was not a good representation of that, but, All right, next game, Michigan, Illinois. This one is going to be... This one's going to be a chalk match as well. Michigan, Illinois. We got to focus in because Michigan loses another game. This is not the same Michigan team from last year. I already know that. Illinois can look better. I don't think this would make Illinois look better, though, because Michigan's been beat by 2 teams. I think Michigan, it would just be like, oh, we lost again. That's okay. If Illinois wants to show the world that they're good, they have to go to Autzen, and they got to beat Oregon in Autzen. That is the only way they can show themselves, because they lost to Penn State 21-7. They got hammered that the offense just couldn't do anything. Their defense played well. They just couldn't do anything on offense. And then the very next week, you've got 50-49 against Purdue, winning in overtime because Purdue thought, hey, we go for 2, it's over. Illinois is dethroned, and we've done it. And I keep saying, these teams that go for 2 and they don't think about it. It's just, they don't think about it. Like, obviously, against Michigan, the Alabama-Michigan game, I thought that was fine. I thought the play call could have been better. I don't think what they ran was that good, honestly. But there's just like these times where it's like, just kick the PAT, try to stop them on defense again, because you've been in a chalk match, so just do it. But they go for 2, and it's like, that was the dumbest decision you could have made. So I definitely think that that Illinois can win this game, definitely. Michigan's defense is not playing very well. I think they've got a chance. We're just going to have to see what happens. There's not too much happening. Not too much happening on the Michigan side. But Illinois, this is like to show the world that they can be in a good bowl game. Or potentially, I think it's very low chance, but potentially in the college football playoff when you're playing a mediocre team. But this will be in Champaign, Illinois. This is in Illinois. Like, I think they can win. I definitely think they're looking more physical than Michigan does. And that's scary because Michigan always looks physical against good teams. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Illinois is going to do what they do. They've been throwing the ball good. Luke Altmaier, 14 touchdowns to 1 interception. Like, this is scary. This is very scary as a Michigan. If you're talking to a Michigan fan, it is scary thinking about that. Next one, we have LSU and Arkansas. Now, the spread's only 2.5 because it's in Fayetteville, and we saw what Arkansas did to Tennessee. So, Garrett Nussmeier, good luck to you. You have to focus in on this game. This game is going to kill you if they can't win, if Garrett Nussmeier can't make that one leap to get better in this game, their passing game is off, then they don't win. That's what happened against USC. Passing game, he didn't do that well. They lost. I think when he doesn't do that well, then they're trying to stabilize him, but it's just not. It just doesn't look good. Like last week, he didn't play that well. They just had to figure it out on the ground, and they figured it out, and they won the game. This time,